go ahead with that.
ठीक है। अभी आप कौन सा कह रहे हैं, आपके पास जो ऑफर कर रही है यूनिवर्सिटी मैनेजमेंट
Masters
की?
of Management and Masters of Management in Strategic Change Management.
ठीक है, इसकी फीस वगैरह क्या है सर? अभी
I would say approximately 43 to 44,000 Canadian dollars in tuitions only for the entire duration of the program.
ठीक हो गया, ठीक हो गया। एडमिशंस कब ओपन है आपके?
Admissions clear, you'll have to check with the School of Graduate Studies. We only represent undergraduate and postgraduate certificates. So whatever information that I'm giving to you is because I have known it. So Mr. Luqman would help you with that. There are 3 intakes across the year from what I know.
Yes. Idris, please write down your telephone number in chat box, and after this event, I will call you.
जी ठीक हो गया जी।
Okay.
ओके, थैंक यू।
Okay. Most welcome. Yes, I think we should start this event. Mr.
I think we can talk to the students as well,
Yes.
since they are already here. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for a colleague to join in, so no problems. I'd rather put the presentation later and speak to these students.
Okay, right.
So whosoever came first, I think Ashpal or Sujal, I don't know which one came first, but there's Nazar as well. I think we've got more joining. So Mr. Luqman, I'll give you the lead on picking the students, please. Okay, Sajwal, Ashbal, Nazar, and Bushra, and Laik. Anyone, if you have a question that I can address, any course requirements or programs you're interested in?
Ji, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
My name is Nazar Ahmed. I did my MPhil physics, but I want to go for PhD. So how can you help me?
So for PhD, I think Mr. Luqman, you would have to take this up.
No, I also don't deal in PhD. I'm
Yeah, well,
Neem in PhD.
I think the
Yes.
quickest advice
Sorry,
that I
Nazar?
can give to you, Nazar Sahab, is that you would have to reach out to majority of institutions directly, because PhD programs are very different. You need to establish a relationship with the peers and the faculties, and then you have to understand whether they have those positions of research under them or not. So unfortunately, recruitment team and even Mr. Luqman would not be able to help you out in this case. It is a very personal relationship established between the candidate and the university.
Okay. So, what about the university you are introducing
Same thing.
us?
For Trent University as well, it is the same case. We don't work on PhD applicants because they need to connect with the faculties directly, because the application itself will involve a study plan and research plan that needs to be discussed concurrently with the faculty.
Okay. What about the other courses? Do they offer, university offers some other courses related to the physics subject?
At the master's level, I'm afraid not. Yeah, even at the certificate or 1 year, 2 year programs, nothing in physics.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
they're
Nazar,
more in business.
excuse me, sorry to cut down. Nazar, you should only focus on PhD because you are eligible for PhD. You may contact me after this event, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
And okay, how can I contact you?
Okay, in the chat box, I'm writing my WhatsApp number.
Okay, thank you very much.
Most welcome.
At what time I will call?
Ideally is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Pakistan time?
Yes, of course, Pakistan time.
Okay, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Farooq Luqman.
Farooq Luqman. I will call you. May I call you tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow you may call. I'm
Okay.
writing.
Thank you, Luqman, sir. Thank
Most
you very much.
welcome. Yes.
I think you would have to take in Muntazir as well. He is also looking for a PhD program. So any bachelor's or master's program students that we can talk to, I know one, I think Such will reach out to me. Yes, could you unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes, Sajwal, how can I help?
Sir, basically, I want to get information regarding. Are you offering BS Accounting and Finance currently?
So, like BSc Accounting and Finance, or you're looking for a program?
Yes, Bachelor's
As
in
a
Accounting and
bachelor.
Finance.
All right. Yeah, so we offer that for sure, and there are different ways. Either you can take a specialization in accounting under the BBA program that gives you enough credits to bring you close to a CPA, a Certified Professional Accounting certification, or you can take a finance specialization under the BBA program, or the second or the third way, to be precise, is that you can go for a BSc Financial Science program, which is a dedicated 4-year core financial analytics program. There is no marketing, no human resource, nothing. It is not an umbrella program. It's a highly specialized program for students to focus on jobs like investment banking, portfolio management, risk assessment, and typical Wall Street jobs that students look at. So that is another program that you can get into.
Okay, sir. Basically, I want to know that currently I'm studying bachelor's in accounting and finance. I'm in third semester currently, and my cousin is in first semester in the same degree. Are you offering the credit or transfer policy?
Yes, we are. You can apply for a bachelor's program, upload all the current transcripts that you have gathered, finished transcripts, which means results, and your syllabi, and apply for the program. The admissions team will then evaluate your transfer credits and then get back to you with a decision on it.
Okay, can we even apply even after first semester?
You can apply after first semester, before first semester. The only thing is, if you don't have a completed transcript, then you don't get credits. So it could be first semester, second semester, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whenever you want to. The more number of transcripts that you give us, the more credit matching that we can do and award you the maximum.
Okay, that's clear now. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, Sajwal. Anyone else who has questions?
How are you?
I'm doing great, alhamdulillah.
Well, actually, I'm not a student myself. My son has already applied to Trent, and Farooq Saab has helped us tremendously already. He's taking his class at the moment because he's going to take his IELTS on the 17th, so he's busy. I thought I would join on his behalf and ask some questions which I have for you.
Sure. Please go ahead.
So what about the co-op, which I've heard so much about, like, so many universities say that you can do the co-op program. What is that about?
The co-op is essentially a work term or number of work terms built into a program by a university or institution. So for example, at Trent, you have the facility to work for about 1 year, however, not in contiguous semesters. So it's broken down per term. So you could have one co-op term, which is of 4 months towards the end of second year, have the second co-op term towards the beginning of third year, and one towards the end of third year. The idea of this is that your current education should not stretch. So if it's a 4-year permit and you're coming to study for 4 years, we try and accommodate the co-op within the program. Ideally, students would study for 2 terms or 2 semesters in any normal program without a co-op. However, for a program with co-op, since we have to accommodate 3 more semesters, we induce that into the program and make it trimester instead of 2 semesters. So you have 3 semesters in a year to compensate for that time.
Advantage. Do you recommend students going for co-op?
Absolutely. If it's available and they're eligible to apply, I would definitely recommend, because not only does it give you hands-on professional experience, it is not an internship. It is a paid job opportunity within the program.
What's the criteria? Like my son has done his A-levels and he will be, inshallah, hopefully joining the undergrad program. So what does he fulfill the criteria for the co-op?
So as long as he's got an 85 and above Canadian equivalent, or which you could also see as an AAs, 2As in his A2 levels, he would be eligible to apply for the co-ops.
Two
So
A's and A-levels.
yeah, A2s.
Okay, so the application remains the same.
Application remains the same. He needs to be applying for a fall intake because co-op is only available for fall intake in Trent. So he should be a fall applicant and he should write a co-op essay.
That would be when, like when he would be applying for the visa or now, because he has already
No,
sent the
right now.
application.
Yeah, so what you need to do is you need to get in touch with admissions and say that, you know, we missed the co-op and we would like to apply for the co-op program. Which program is your son applying for?
Software engineering.
Okay, computer sciences, software engineering as a specialization. Please write to admissions and say we accidentally missed out on the co-op. Notice it, but we will like to apply for the co-op. Can you please consider our application for the co-op? And then ask them how to go about the co-op essay. Usually it's available on my Trent itself, wherein you can do it, but it's good to get that advisory from the admissions directly. So you can request them for that. But the deadline for that is January 31st.
Okay, but we have already applied without mentioning that it's not
So
going to be an
now that we've done it and there's no going back on that, we can only try and get that second shot because the applications are still open and Trent is very cooperative when it comes to students. They're very student centric and I'm sure they would be heeding your request. However, in addition to that, have you applied for any scholarships at Trent?
We were informed that he would be eligible for scholarship automatically once the application is received. He got all A's in O-levels except for one in Urdu. He got a B. He got all A's in AS, and already he has clinched A star and A in his A2. We are waiting for his math result. So
Perfect.
we have been informed that he would be considered for a scholarship automatically.
Yeah, he would be, but that is the entrance scholarship, which is between $1,000 to $3,000.
He would automatically be
Absolutely.
considered for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the ones that I'm talking about are between 2,000 to 27,000 Canadian dollars annually, which means that he would continue receiving whatever amount he's eligible for the entire duration of the program. That is 4 times. So if he gets a 20,000 scholarship for first year, he gets 80,000 scholarships in total for the entire program. Those are the international scholarships and awards, and that's what makes us #1 in Ontario for scholarships and bursaries. We recently received a $2.5 million grant from an NGO body, and that's what keeps our scholarships so high. So if your son is so meritorious, I would encourage him strongly to go ahead and apply for the international scholarships and awards. There is an essay available on his My Trent. He would be evaluated on academic excellence, financial need, community service, and leadership potential.
Can you please share the link so that
so it's not a link, Luqman Sahab. It is actually an essay which is there itself on the My Trent portal of the student.
all right.
You'd find it is very easy to navigate. There are not a lot of icons for a student in beginning. So if you're going for a co-op, see, the advantage of doing a co-op is not only does the student get work experience, but he also gets salary for that. So if you actually do a co-op of 1 year, in totality, you're effectively working towards a tuition of 1 year at Trent. In addition to, if you add those scholarships, you could actually walk scot-free with an education at Trent. You don't even need to pay a tuition. I know students have won $27,000 as well annually. They've got scholarship in a totality of $120,000 for the entire duration of the program. In 4 years, they just have to pay for their residence, which they manage with other scholarships and part-time opportunities. So if you are meritorious, I would strongly recommend you apply for those scholarships.
Okay, one last question. I mean, how do we apply? Since we have already sent the application, we send this essay separately now?
Yeah. So the application is about uploading your documents and putting in an application, sending for evaluation. Scholarship deadline can also be treated similar to the deadline of the co-op, which is around 31st. In this case, the only difference is when you apply, you choose a co-op program to apply to. But when you apply for scholarships, you don't have to choose a program. It is open for students of all programs. You just have to go to your My Trent, put in an application for a scholarship based on the parameters and questions they ask, and that's it. It has nothing to do with the program you're studying. But the deadline would be February 15th. However, I would strongly recommend you get this co-op thing sorted by January 31st and with the scholarship by January 31st.
Okay. Thank you so much, Param.
Okay. Okay.
Pleasure. So who is next?
Okay, if there's no one else, I can ask another question.
Well, please go ahead, be my guest. I think
Because we are planning to apply through SDS stream, and we are very hopeful that he would get the visa and everything. God forbid if he
Inshallah.
doesn't, because we would be paying the whole year's fee.
Right.
What's the means of getting it reimbursed? God forbid it doesn't happen.
So when it comes to visa refusal, then we can't do anything because the university can't do anything. Those are government regulations and legislation. So you get a full refund minus a trivial amount, maybe not even, I think maybe $100 for administrative charges with the admissions team spent on, or maybe not even that in case of a visa refusal.
And
So
Trent,
this-
because it's a large number of international students, I have gone through this university's website at length, because obviously I'm looking forward to send both my kids eventually there.
Inshallah.
We have some for international students, mental well-being, that cultural shock and that homesickness. Do you people cater to that in terms of
Yes,
mental well-being?
absolutely. So there are a lot of support groups. Also, in addition to that, every dormitory actually has a senior student who's allotted or who's assigned to the first year students to bridge that gap. So they're not really left alone when they come. I think they call it dawn. So each first year student, I think a group of students get a dawn to help them transition into this. Secondly, I don't know, students, especially from South Asia, might feel a little homesick because they've always been their parents' favorite, mother's favorite to be particular. So we've all faced that syndrome abroad. But, you just might be surprised, Mr. Boss, that your son might actually turn out to be the other way around and might start enjoying more than you actually imagine.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. But they are support groups, so you wouldn't really have to worry about that. Which campus is he going to?
Farooq Sir would tell us where he's going to. Farooq Sir, do you know where he's going, Fahad? Because, you are the one who's leading us there.
Tomorrow I will be able to tell you after checking the application form. It was the main campus.
Okay, the Peterborough campus.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, great campus, amazing place, huge. So the majority of the students, we've got about 10,000 students on that campus. I'm not too sure if your son would feel lonely.
Hopefully. Have there been other cases like this, like we overlooked filling out the form for co-op, and then now we are going to fill it and send it in part?
Not in particular. The only time it happened once when the deadline had crossed. So usually students look at co-op or remember that there was a co-op or remember that there was a scholarship and they did not put it before the deadline. So, but like I said, Trent is very student-centric, and you can send them an email and ask them. I'm sure they're going to cooperate in that because the deadlines are open right now. Was this a direct application, Farooq Saab?
Yes, we sent direct application, and I hope tomorrow morning my office will help her son regarding scholarship and co-op.
Yeah, so if it's a direct application, then it's easier to track it down. So if you could just send a mail to admissions and maybe follow up with it, I'm sure something good will work out for Fahad.
Thank you so much, Ram, again. Thank you.
No worries. Jazakallah khair. All right. I think Laik had a question. He unmuted himself. By the way, I'm sorry, I have to introduce my colleague Nipun, whose camera is somehow off again. Nipun, would you like to greet us with your lovely face? The dark night. Something happened.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Nipun Grover.
Okay.
I'm audible.
So
Actually, I'm listening
you
to my
are
audio.
audible, but
Yeah.
you're audible, but your internet is slightly glitched. But I think we can hear you now. So yeah, so Nipun's joined our team and we work very closely. He's a great resource. So anytime any of your students or you are stuck with a query, you can reach out to Nipun or to me anytime, and we'll try our best to resolve those issues for you. So having said that, we'll take a question by Lake, and if there are no questions, we'll jump into the presentation for Trent, if that's okay for Uksab. Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. Yes, Mr. Anwar, how can I help? You can type if you are facing internet problems. Okay. So I've completed master's in zoology. You want to get an admission in master's or an MPhil. And how can we help you? You would have to connect with Mr. Lukman for that, and he would be able to help you out with, because master's programs are not on rolling basis or rolling intakes. So he'd be able to guide you well. And that's the same goes for Muntazir Mehdi Sahab. Same problem. PhDs, you would have to get in touch with Mr. Lukman. So in fact, we've Sajwal I've already answered. So transition. So Adifa, and Muhammad Ehsan, do you have any queries that we can field for you, or we can jump into the presentation if not? I think we can. Lupin, can you please present Trent University, if that's okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can you share me the rights to like screen sharing rights? Can I get that?
Yes, I just did it.
Thank you so much.
Voila.
Yeah. Is the screen visible?
Yes, Nipun, please go ahead.
Sure.
See
Yes.
the screen.
Start then.
No worries.
Yes.
So, hello everyone. Good evening. I'm going to start the presentation for Trent University. Talking about Trent University, it's a public university, as we know, like it's located in Ontario and a quite old university established back in 1965. We have two campuses. One is Peterborough campus and one is the GTA campus. The largest one is that you can see on the screen as well. It's a Peterborough campus that is second largest campus in all over Canada for its land size. It's on the both sides of this river. These are the two campuses. If you talk about distance from downtown Toronto, the Durham GTA campus is at a distance of 30 minutes drive, and Peterborough campus is at a distance of 90 minutes drive from downtown Toronto. We are the #1 university, undergraduate university, and we have maintained this ranking of being a #1 undergraduate university in Ontario since last 12 years in a row. According to the Macklin's ranking, we are #1, and we are continuing this legacy with our excellence, and that we offer the programs to the students or the quality education that we have. Secondly, we are the #1 Canadian university for scholarships and bursaries, as Mr. Khurram was explaining in the presentation as well. We have two types of scholarships, which help the student to even waive off their complete tuition fee that they have to pay. I will elaborate that about the scholarships in the coming slides as well. Then we are known for our student to like a faculty to student ratio. For 20 students, we have one faculty member, which makes it easy for both. Like teachers are also able to give individual attention to the students. They are able to recognize the name of their students that they are teaching. And also the students are able to clear their doubts in the classroom itself. They don't have to go to the staff rooms and everything for the later on stages, and all. They can get their doubts, everything cleared in the class itself. This is a thing that makes us different from other universities. We are having a 95% student attainment rate. Students are happy with their Trent experience, to the programs that they're going for, the co-ops that we have in the program, the practical exposure that we give to our students along with their theoretical knowledge, which makes us different, which makes our students happy with their experience at Trent University. A small about the number system, like number one undergraduate university in Ontario since last 12 years, number one in Ontario for overall reputation, number one for scholarships, number one in Ontario for student services and student awards that we offer. So we have two types of programs that we offer for the students. We have undergraduate options that include your 4-year degree program for the students after their 12th grade. And then we have PGCs or postgraduate certificate options as well for the students who have done their graduation. Moving on about the undergraduate, starting with undergraduate programs first. So we have infinite possibilities for the students. We have programs in environmental and life sciences. We have programs in social sciences. We have programs in business administration, forensic sciences, health sciences, interdisciplinary degrees. We also have even have a joint degree programs, like for taking example of LLB program, we have a joint degree with Swansea University in UK. These are the basic ideas of the programs that we offer under each modules, which if you talk about our forensic science programs, they are quite popular at Trent University. And even if you talk about in Ontario, we are the number one for forensic science programs because we have a different crime DNA building, which has a crime scenes created over there, live modulation for the students to get practical exposure along with their theoretical knowledge. We have programs in computer science that are also like quite competitive and which offers a program with this for the students, which make them a job ready. They get exposure along with their studies, and all the programs we talk about, most of the programs, they come with the options of co-op. At Trent University, we have 23 plus programs that offer you co-op. Benefits of co-op are like you get both exposure as well as once you complete your program, you're not counted as a fresher. You already have some exposure of, you're already having some exposure of practical knowledge of the thing that you have studied. As I told, all our programs, we talk about undergraduate programs, they come with a guaranteed experiential learning opportunities. Either a program is having an internship option, either an option is offering a community service, either a field placement or a co-op. But co-op programs, they generally open only for fall intake. Although we have 3 intakes a year, but September intake being the major intake, and in that we have all the co-op program open for the students. As I told, we have PGCs as well that are available in a 1 year, 2 year, both options are available for the students after their graduation. Generally, if you talk about master's program at Trent University or even in throughout in Ontario in Canada, we face this problem that most of the universities, they want a 4-year bachelor's degree for the students. And also the percentage requirement is quite high. So for them, we offer a PGCs that you can even accept a student with a 3-year graduation, and also the percentage is not an issue. Secondly, a student coming from any background, they can join this program. Now talking about the main options of, sorry, I think someone's mic is on. So as I told, like we have 2 campuses, one is Peterborough campus and Durham GTA campus. This is the picture of the Durham GTA campus. That is a house for around 2,000 international students. Every year, 2,000 students go for this campus and they enroll in different programs. This is the second campus that I told, like Peterborough campus is the second largest in Canada by its land area. And this has home to like around 10,000 students. So total, if you talk about in Trent University, we have 12,000 plus students studying in both the campuses. Then we have a variety of sports facilities, like we have teams at campus, which help you to get an exposure of the sports activities as well. Then we have a Riverside Gymnasium for the students. Then we have a Bata Library. This Bata Library is basically on the ideology of Thomson Bata, who is the main owner behind the Bata products that we have, like Bata leather products that we use. So that's behind this, as he settled with his family in Peterborough and did a great contribution to Peterborough society. So this is based on the ideology of Thomson Bata. Then we have student center. Then we have 100 plus clubs and societies for the students so that they get extra exposure or the extracurricular activities along with their study. They don't have to study every time, they get exposure for both. Then we have a housing facility. We have 4 on-campus facilities for the students and 1 off-campus facility for the students in the accommodation. Once the student apply for Trent University, we connect them with the housing department from where they can get their accommodation thing done. And they can, if they have any doubts, they can get that cleared from the housing department. These are some multinational companies in Peterborough itself. The students don't even have to go to the Ontario for after the job opportunities and everything. So there we have like different companies like PepsiCo, Rolls-Royce, Coca-Cola, where different our alumni are working already. Same, this is an example of other companies that are like located on all over Ontario and Canada. We have Mars, we have TELUS, we have Rogers, we have Apple. We have the small snapshot of the companies that are located in Canada and which has like some alumni already working over there. So talking about the application process, like we have, as I told, like we have 3 intakes a year: January, May, and September. Currently, we are open for May intake and September intake at this moment. The deadline is like for May intake, we have like 1st of March every year. And for September, we close our applications on 1st of June. But as if a student wants to go for a co-op program or he also wants to apply for a scholarship, we want the application to be submitted till 15th of Feb. For scholarship, the last date to apply is 15th of Feb, and for co-op, the last date to apply is 31st of January. So accordingly, the deadlines are changed accordingly. If once the program reaches its capacity, they are closed generally. We don't keep the program open up to a fixed deadline. These are the basic requirements that we have for the students. If a student is coming from British Pattern Curriculum, we've got a minimum grade of C. If a student is from IB, we want a minimum score of 26. If a student is coming from like I think boards, we require 70% or equivalent of that in according to Canadian curriculum. Main slide of scholarships and awards. As I told, like we have 2 types of scholarships available for the students. One is an entry-level scholarship that is guaranteed on the basis of that is basically automatic scholarships on the basis of the percentage that they score. So these are the 4 brackets that ranges from 1,000 to 3,000 CAD. If a student is having 80 to 84%, 1,000 CAD, 85 to 89, 1,500 CAD, 90 to 94, 2,000 CAD, and 95 and above, they get 3,000 CAD. This is a one-time scholarship and is given automatically once a student submits an application on the basis of the percentage that they score. The other scholarship that makes us different or makes us stand on number 1 in Ontario is Trent International Scholarship. That ranges from 2,000 CAD to 27,000 CAD. This is the basic scholarship that we have, and this is a repetitive scholarship. The student getting this amount of scholarship, the amount that he gets for the first year, same amount he or she will be getting in the second year, third year, and fourth year. It's a recurring scholarship. And for that, as Mr. Khan told, they have to submit a separate essay that is available on My Trent portal. A student has to submit that and then they become eligible for this scholarship. Tuition fee, if you talk about the example of undergraduate programs, that's same for each and every program. It comes around 26,200 CAD. That's a tuition fee. Then we have ancillary cost. We have cost for housing and meals. So the tuition fee, if you talk about, that's quite cost effective for Trent University. And we are able to maintain this cost effectiveness because of a lot of bursaries that we receive from the different organizations. And as I told, like this second scholarship, that is Trent International Scholarship, where a student is getting 27,000 CAD, they don't have to pay anything else. Their tuition fee goes, but that depends on how they perform in their essays and how they submit that. So that's a basic about the Trent University. Any questions, I will be more than happy to help you with those. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Khurram.
Thank you. That was awesome. So you can stop the screen sharing and we can take any questions if we have from the students. IELTS requirement is, Mohammed Hassan, a 6.5 with no band less than 6, usually, for all programs at Trent University. Let's see, Mr. Ahmed, Iftikhar Ahmed, do you have a question before Mrs. Abbas can always ask me a question? Please go ahead, Mrs. Abbas.
Yeah. So are there any scholarships based on IELTS results by any chance?
No,
like if the students score?
No, so there's one strong reason for that is because we already are giving out scholarships based on the students' performances in their final year at school, which is the entrance scholarship that my colleague Nipun covered. In addition to that, there are the other international scholarships and awards for which the student can apply. In addition to that, once you're a student at Trent, you can apply for other in-course scholarships based on the grades you get in your university. They can be as small as $800, $1,000, $2,000. And probably go as high as $4,500 to $9,000 or $8,000, depending on which one is available on the rack at that time. So I think we do more than enough to assist our students when it comes to scholarships. So just keeping an IELTS score scholarship does not make sense when they've got a bigger pie that they can take a bite off from.
All right. So the IELTS score expires after 2 years. When the student is there for 4 or more, do they have to retake the IELTS or what?
Nope. The IELTS is only for admissions to the university. That's it. In fact, has your son already appeared for his IELTS examination? Okay, I'll let that go. Are exchange programs available, Mr. Ehsan? Yes, exchange programs are available at Trent, and a lot of exchange programs that go on. You can connect with us later. We can give you an entire link on how exchange programs work, or maybe I can just share it with you right now if you give me a minute. They are called the study abroad programs. So 1 minute, please. I'm going to share this link with you. You can go through it in details if you wish to. All right. Okay. Mr. Iftikhar Ahmed, do you have any questions that you can ask us? We'd be more than glad to help you. There's also a gentleman logged in by the name of their smartphone, Huawei. Can I take any questions from you, any one of you? I think Farooq Saab, we don't seem to have any questions for now. So we can wind up the session if you're okay with that. Let me check if I can share something else.
Yes, hello, sorry.
No
I
worries.
could not. Yes, please ask.
Yeah, we don't see any questions from any students. Okay, Mohammed Hassan has a question on minimum GPA. I don't know which program. For postgraduate certificates, if you do a converse calculation, we would be okay with the 50% and above for a postgraduate certificate program. So I don't know how much that would be in your GPA. You'll have to do a reverse calculation for that. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, so I said about a 50%. And if you can reverse calculate that for your GPA, then you would arrive at a particular GPA, because GPAs have different requirements as per different universities. So we try and keep it a Canadian equivalent of 50%. We don't need any particular background to come into any sort of postgraduate certificate program. So a humanities student can come into an accounting certificate for 2 years. They could also go for a marketing one. A science student can also do that. A commerce student can also do that. You don't need a background to come into any particular postgraduate certificate at Trent, which is an advantage over the masters, because masters are very particular about the background you come from, which bachelor's degree you've done, and grades. With Trent, we are okay with a 3-year or a 4-year undergraduate degree with a 50% and above to apply to any of the postgraduate certificates, be it for 1 year or for 2 years.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm like, Worcester, can I get admission in a postgraduate certificate? I can't say if you can get an admission, but if you're a graduate with the eligibility criteria that I mentioned right now, you are most definitely eligible to apply for the postgraduate certificates.
And I think I should mention about STS policy so that the student could realize कि कितनी ये आसान policy है. Students, you all will apply under student direct stream. It's very easy policy, easy and straightforward. You just need to fulfill 3 basic requirements, which are very easy and straightforward. Number 1, you must have IELTS with 6.5 band overall and no less than 6 in any module. आपको IELTS हर सूरत में चाहिए, बेशक आपका कोई भी बैकग्राउंड हो, लाइक आप ओ लेवल बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हैं, अमेरिकन एजुकेशन से आ रहे हैं, आपने सिर्फ और सिर्फ IELTS ही करना है. नो TOEFL, नो PTI, नो Duolingo, only IELTS. Number 2, you will pay your first year tuition fees in advance before applying your visa. Number 3, which is the last, You will open your bank account in a Canadian bank. To open bank account in a Canadian bank is very easy. After getting admission letter, you will open your account online. We will guide you in this, very easy, and you will deposit 10,000 Canadian dollar in that account for your living cost. This is your own money you will spend upon arrival in Canada. So अगर आप 3 requirement fulfill कर लें, then you can get your visa without any interview and without parents bank statement. So SDS policy बहुत easy और straightforward है, और luckily पाकिस्तान इसमें शामिल है, और मैं आप तमाम स्टूडेंट्स को encourage करूंगा कि सिर्फ SDS में अप्लाई करें, जिसमें आपने just 3 चीजें fulfill करनी है. नंबर 1 IELTS, जिसमें 6.5 बैंड ओवरऑल और किसी मॉड्यूल में 6 से कम ना हो. नंबर 2 फर्स्ट ईयर ट्यूशन फीस एडवांस पे करें. नंबर 3 कैनेडियन बैंक में अकाउंट ओपन करें और उसमें पैसे अपने ट्रांसफर करें. 10,000 कैनेडियन डॉलर, ये आपके अपने पैसे हैं, उधर जाके आप यूज करेंगे इनको. सो अगर इसमें कोई क्वेश्चंस हो आपके तो आप प्लीज कर सकते हैं. ये ज़हन में रखिएगा, ओनली आइल्स, कोई डिलिंगो नहीं एक्सेप्टेबल, नो टोफल, नो टोफल, नो डिलिंगो, नो पीटी, सिर्फ आइल्स आपको चाहिए. सो बुशरा साहब ने एक बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन किया था कि क्या 2 इयर्स के बाद ये एक्सपायर हो जाएगा तो दोबारा देना पड़ेगा. नो, ये पहला दफा क्वेश्चन किसी ने किया, लेकिन बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. आइल्स आपने एडमिशन और वीजा के लिए एक दफा करना है, उसके बाद आपको करने की हरगिज जरूरत नहीं है. दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड.
Great, awesome. Then I think if you don't have any questions, we can end the session for today. But
Yes.
it was lovely coming here today on behalf of Trent University. Farooq Saab, thank you very much for introducing us to this
Yes.
group of students.
Thank you very much.
And like I said, you can always reach out to us or Mr. Luqman for any questions or queries that you have. I'm more than glad to help you out with those things.
Yes, thank you very much. And बुशरा साहब, don't worry, मॉर्निंग में मेरे ऑफिस वाले आपका स्कॉलरशिप एंड कोऑप, मुझे उम्मीद है हमने ऑलरेडी कोऑप में ही अप्लाई किया होगा, बट वो डबल चेक कर लेंगे. ठीक है?
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सो मच. इंशाल्लाह फहद विल गेट बैक टू यू ऑन दैट. कोऑप में करना है, दोनों ने ही कोऑप में करना है, और आपने ट्रेंट को हाईली इंडोर्स किया है, तो वी दिस इज आवर फर्स्ट चॉइस एज वेल.
इंशाल्लाह. ठीक है जी, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू.
ओके,
खुरम साहब, थैंक यू एज वेल.
No worries. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you for this session, Francois.
कुछ स्टूडेंट्स देर से आए हैं. इसमें हवाए पी स्मार्ट, आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है आप अनम्यूट करके पूछ सकते हैं. 1 मिनट और हमारे पास है. ठीक है, मेरे ख्याल में सारे आपकी चीजें क्लियर हैं.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है.
जी पूछें.
तो सर वो ये जीएससी का ही पूछना था, कौन सा बैंक सबसे बेस्ट है पाकिस्तान में के मनी ट्रांसफर के लिए?
ओके, हबीब बैंक, हबीब मेट्रो, अल्फला बैंक भी ठीक है, स्टैंडर्ड बैंक, ये बैंक हैं. और जब इसका टाइम आएगा तो मेरे जो वीजा डिपार्टमेंट है वो आपको इसमें गाइड कर देंगे. ठीक है?
सर मेरी ये हर चीज डन है, बस ये जीआईसी का नहीं इशू नहीं हो रहा.
आपने एडमिशन कहाँ लिया हुआ है?
सर अलगोमा यूनिवर्सिटी आपके थ्रू.
ओके ओके, मोस्ट वेलकम. आप कल मेरे ऑफिस में फोन करके मिस शाजिया से या मिस आयशा से हेल्प ले लो. ठीक है?
ओके.